Welcome to ASMR Story, where we listen, we relax, and we drift peacefully into sleep. Tonight we have something very special for you, a collection of gentle winter stories, all told from the comfort of a magical sleeper train as it journeys through snow-covered landscapes and peaceful mountain villages. Before we begin, let yourself settle into a comfortable position. You might be lying in bed with soft pillows around you, or perhaps you're curled up somewhere cozy with a blanket nearby. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel your chest rise gently. And now let that breath go softly through your mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. Take another breath, even slower this time, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. When you're ready, allow your eyes to close. There's nothing you need to do right now, nowhere you need to be. This time is just for you. Tonight we're going on a journey together, a peaceful train ride through winter wonderlands. And as we travel, you can simply listen and relax, letting the gentle rhythm of the train and the soft sounds of winter carry you into a deep and restful sleep. So let's begin. The evening air is crisp and cold against your cheeks as you stand on the platform of a small countryside train station. Snowflakes drift down from the dark sky above, landing softly on your coat and dissolving into tiny drops of moisture. All around you, old-fashioned lampposts cast pools of golden light onto the snow-dusted platform. The light reflects off the falling snowflakes, making them sparkle like tiny diamonds suspended in the air. You can see your breath forming small clouds in front of you, rising gently before disappearing into the night. The cold feels refreshing rather than uncomfortable. You're bundled warmly in a thick winter coat, a soft scarf wrapped around your neck, and a cozy hat keeping your ears warm. The platform is quiet. A few other passengers wait nearby, their faces peaceful and unhurried. Everyone seems to share the same calm anticipation of the journey ahead. In the distance, you hear a sound, a low, gentle whistle echoing through the snowy hills. The train is coming. You watch as a single bright light appears far down the tracks, growing larger and brighter as it approaches. The rumble of the locomotive grows stronger, and you can feel a faint vibration beneath your feet. The Winter Express emerges from the darkness like something from a dream. It's a beautiful old steam locomotive, painted in deep burgundy and gold. Wreaths of evergreen branches hang from each carriage window, decorated with red berries and silver ribbons. The engine releases gentle puffs of white steam that mingle with the falling snow. The train slows with a soft hiss and comes to rest alongside the platform. The snow that had gathered on its roof slides off in small avalanches. A conductor steps down from one of the carriages. He's wearing a navy blue uniform with brass buttons that catch the lamplight. His face is kind, with warm eyes that crinkle at the corners when he smiles. "Welcome aboard the Winter Express," he says, his voice calm and friendly. "We have a beautiful journey ahead of us tonight." He gestures toward the open door of the carriage, and you step forward, climbing the small set of stairs. As you enter the train, a wave of warmth washes over you. The contrast with the cold outside is immediately comforting. The interior of the carriage is like stepping into another era. Polished wood panels line the walls, gleaming softly in the warm light of brass sconces. The carpet beneath your feet is thick and soft, patterned with deep reds and golds. The air smells faintly of cedar and cinnamon. The conductor leads you down a narrow corridor. Through the windows on your left, you can still see the snowy platform and the other passengers boarding. Through the windows on your right, small private compartments await. "Here we are," the conductor says, sliding open a wooden door. "Your compartment for the journey." You step inside and look around with quiet delight. The compartment is small but perfectly appointed. A wide window takes up most of one wall, offering a view of the snowy night outside. Beneath it sits a comfortable bench seat, upholstered in soft velvet, the color of midnight blue. On the opposite wall, the bench seat folds down to reveal a cozy bed, already made up with crisp white sheets, a fluffy duvet, and several plump pillows. A small reading lamp with a warm amber glow sits on a tiny shelf beside it. A little table by the window holds a silver tray with everything you might need for a peaceful journey. There's a small pot of hot chocolate, wisps of steam rising from its spout, a plate of buttery shortbread biscuits arranged in a neat stack, a small bowl of candied orange peel, and a china cup painted with delicate snowflake patterns. "Make yourself comfortable," the conductor says with a gentle smile. "We'll be departing shortly. If you need anything at all, just press the bell." He tips his cap and closes the door softly behind him, leaving you in the warm, cozy quietness of your private compartment. You remove your coat and hang it on a brass hook. By the door, you unwrap your scarf and place it beside your coat. Already you can feel the tension of the outside world beginning to melt away. You settle into the velvet seat by the window, sinking into its soft cushions. The fabric is smooth and comforting against your hands. You pour yourself a cup of hot chocolate, watching the rich brown liquid flow into the cup. The aroma reaches your nose immediately, sweet and warming. You take a small sip. It's perfect. Rich and creamy with just a hint of vanilla. The warmth spreads through you from your throat down into your chest. Outside the window, you watch the last passengers boarding, a young couple laughing quietly together, an elderly gentleman with a leather suitcase, a mother holding the hand of a small child who's looking up at the train with wonder in her eyes. The train's whistle sounds twice, a melodic note that echoes across the station. You feel a gentle lurch as the train begins to move, slowly at first, then gradually, picking up speed. The platform slides past your window, the lamp posts, the station building with its snow-covered roof, and then you're beyond, moving into the open countryside. The landscape outside is a study in peaceful white and soft shadows. Snow-covered fields stretch away on either side of the tracks. In the distance, you can see the dark silhouettes of trees, their branches heavy with snow. The full moon hangs low in the sky, casting everything in a gentle silver blue light. The rhythm of the train is deeply soothing, a gentle rocking motion side to side, the soft clatter of wheels on tracks, steady and predictable, the occasional whisper of steam from the locomotive ahead. You take another sip of your hot chocolate and reach for a shortbread biscuit. It crumbles perfectly between your teeth, buttery and sweet. You let the flavors linger on your tongue. Through the window, you watch the winter world glide past. A farmhouse in the distance, a single warm light glowing in one of its windows. A frozen pond reflecting the moonlight like a mirror. A deer standing at the edge of a forest, watching the train pass with calm, curious eyes. The train rounds a gentle curve and new vistas open up before you. Rolling hills covered in untouched snow, a small village in a valley, its church spire pointing toward the stars, a river that winds through the landscape, its surface partially frozen, ice glittering in the moonlight. You settle deeper into your seat, cradling your cup in both hands. The warmth seeps through the china into your palms. Your breathing has become slower, more relaxed. Your shoulders have dropped away from your ears. The gentle motion of the train is like being rocked in a cradle. Back and forth, back and forth. The rhythm is hypnotic, peaceful, sleep-inducing. Outside, the snow continues to fall. Soft flakes drift past your window, illuminated briefly by the lights from the train before disappearing into the darkness. The world beyond the glass is quiet and still, wrapped in its winter blanket. You set down your cup and stretch your legs out on the seat. The velvet is soft beneath you. You can feel every muscle in your body beginning to relax one by one. Your feet feel heavy and warm. Your calves are loose and comfortable. Your thighs sink into the cushions. Your hips settle. Your lower back releases any tension it was holding. The train passes through a small tunnel, and for a moment, your compartment is filled with the muffled roar of the locomotive echoing off stone walls. Then you emerge back into the open night and the peaceful winter landscape returns. The moon has risen higher now, painting everything in its gentle glow. You can see individual snowflakes landing on the window glass, each one unique, each one perfect for a brief moment before melting away. Your eyelids are beginning to feel heavy. The warm compartment, the gentle motion, the soft sounds of the train, they're all working together to guide you towards sleep. You don't fight it. There's no need to stay alert. No reason to resist the drowsiness that's settling over you like a soft blanket. You're safe here, warm and comfortable, being carried through the winter night toward peaceful dreams. The train continues on its journey, wheels turning steadily, steam rising into the cold air. And inside your cozy compartment, you drift slowly, peacefully, toward the edge of sleep. The rhythm of the train has changed, slower now, more deliberate. You open your eyes to find that the landscape outside your window has transformed. Mountains rise all around you, their peaks disappearing into clouds. The train is climbing, winding through a valley between great walls of snow-covered rock. Pine forests cling to the slopes, their dark green branches bowed under the weight of fresh snow. The air seems different up here, even inside the warm compartment. Cleaner somehow, fresher. You take a deep breath and feel it fill your lungs with something pure and invigorating. Through the window you see a village coming into view. It's nestled in a small valley between the mountains, as if the earth itself has cupped its hands to protect this peaceful place from the world. The buildings are traditional alpine style, with wooden walls and steep roofs designed to shed the heavy snowfall. Warm light glows from every window. Smoke rises from chimneys in lazy spirals. The streets are quiet, blanketed in pristine white snow. The train's whistle sounds softly as it approaches the village station. You feel the brakes engage, and the train slows even further. A voice comes over a gentle speaker system. We'll be stopping in Winter Haven for 30 minutes. Passengers are welcome to step onto the platform and enjoy the village. Something about this place calls to you. You reach for your coat and scarf, wrapping yourself warmly. You slide open your compartment door and make your way down the corridor to the exit. The cold air greets you as you step down onto the platform, but it's not unpleasant. It's the kind of cold that makes you feel alive, that sharpens your senses and makes the warmth waiting inside all the more inviting. The station is small and charming, built from honey-colored wood with carved decorations along its eaves. Lanterns hang from its porch, casting warm circles of light onto the snow. A small Christmas tree stands by the door, decorated with simple wooden ornaments and strings of dried berries. You walk slowly through the village, your boots crunching softly in the snow. The streets are narrow and winding, lined with shops and houses that look like they've stood here for centuries. In one window, you see a display of handmade candles in all shapes and sizes. In another, wooden toys carved with incredible detail, trains and animals and spinning tops. A bakery window displays rows of golden pastries, their surfaces dusted with powdered sugar that sparkles like snow. The smell of fresh bread and cinnamon drifts through the air, mixing with the clean scent of pine and snow. Somewhere nearby you can hear the gentle sound of bells, perhaps from a church or from the harnesses of horses. You come to a small square at the heart of the village. In its center stands a beautiful fountain, frozen now, its cascading water transformed into sculptures of ice that glitter in the lamplight. Benches ring the square, their seats covered in soft snow. A large evergreen tree stands to one side, decorated with hundreds of tiny white lights. You find a clear spot on one of the benches and brush away a small area of snow. You sit down, looking up at the tree and the stars beyond it. The sky is remarkable here, far from the lights of any city. Thousands of stars spread across the darkness like a river of diamonds. The Milky Way arches overhead, a pale band of light stretching from horizon to horizon. You can see the mountains rising all around the village, their snowy peaks catching the starlight. They seem to embrace this little community, protecting it from the rest of the world. A gentle snow begins to fall. Soft flakes drift down from the darkness above, landing on your coat, on your gloves, on your cheeks. Each one is cold for just a moment before melting away. You close your eyes and simply breathe. In, out, in, out. The cold air fills your lungs, clean and pure. You can taste the mountains in it, the pine forests, the snow. When you open your eyes again, you notice a small cafe on the corner of the square. Its windows glow with warm, inviting light. Without really deciding to, you find yourself walking toward it. You push open the wooden door and a small bell chimes above your head. The warmth inside is immediate and welcoming. The cafe is small and cozy, with wooden tables and chairs, a fireplace crackling in the corner, and walls lined with bookshelves. An elderly woman stands behind a small counter. Her face is weathered but kind, with deep smile lines around her eyes. She greets you with a warm nod. You order a cup of hot apple cider, and she prepares it with careful attention, adding a cinnamon stick and a thin slice of orange. The cup she places in your hands is warm and fragrant. You take a seat by the fire, sinking into an old armchair that seems to have been designed specifically for relaxation. The The leather is soft and worn, shaped by years of people seeking comfort in this exact spot. The fire crackles and pops beside you, sending up small showers of sparks that swirl upward into the chimney. The heat warms your face, your hands, seeps into your bones. You sip your cider slowly. The taste is perfect, sweet apples and warm spices, the citrus adding a bright note. The warmth spreads through you with each sip, down your throat, into your stomach, radiating outward. From your chair, you can look out the window at the village square. The snow is falling more heavily now, but it seems magical rather than threatening. A family walks past, a parent holding a small child who's catching snowflakes on their tongue. The cafe is quiet, just you and the elderly woman, and the soft sounds of the fire and the ticking of an old clock on the wall. Time seems to move differently here, slower and more peaceful. You think about how rare moments like this are, moments of perfect peace, when there's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be, moments when the world seems to pause and let you simply exist. In the distance, you hear the train whistle, a gentle reminder that your journey will continue soon. But there's no urgency. You have time to finish your cider, to enjoy these last peaceful moments in this hidden village. You drain the last sweet drops from your cup and set it on the small table beside you. You thank the elderly woman who smiles and wishes you safe travels in a language you don't quite understand, but somehow comprehend perfectly. Back outside, the cold feels less sharp now. Your body is warmed from within, insulated by the cider and the fire and the peace of this place. You walk slowly back toward the station, taking one last look at the village square, the frozen fountain, the Christmas tree with its gentle lights. You know you'll remember this place, this feeling, for a long time. The train waits patiently at the platform, steam rising from its locomotive into the night sky. You climb aboard and make your way back to your compartment. Inside, everything is as you left it. The velvet seat, the window with its view of the snowy night, the small lamp casting its amber glow. You remove your coat and settle back into your place by the window. The train whistle sounds and you feel the familiar gentle lurch as the journey resumes. The village slides past your window, its lights growing smaller and fainter until they're just a warm glow in the distance. And then it's gone, hidden behind the mountains, preserved in your memory like a snow globe, perfect and peaceful forever. You settle deeper into your seat, feeling the warmth of the cider still glowing inside you. The train rocks gently as it climbs higher into the mountains, carrying you onward through the winter night. The train has entered a vast forest. Through your window, you can see nothing but trees stretching away in every direction. Pine and spruce and fir, their branches laden with snow, standing like silent guardians in the darkness. The moon has risen higher now, and its light filters through the branches, casting intricate shadows on the snow. Everything is still and peaceful, a world of white and silver and deep green shadows. You notice how quiet it's become inside the train. The other passengers must be sleeping now, tucked away in their own compartments, dreaming their own dreams. The only sounds are the gentle rhythm of the wheels and the soft whisper of wind against the windows. You lean closer to the glass, your breath fogging it slightly. The forest seems to go on forever, tree after tree after tree. Each one unique, yet part of this greater whole. And then you see something that makes you catch your breath. A small clearing opens up beside the tracks, and in its center, illuminated by moonlight, stands a great stag. Its antlers are magnificent, spreading wide like the branches of a tree. Its coat is dark brown, almost black, dusted with snowflakes. The stag stands perfectly still, watching the train pass with calm, ancient eyes. For a moment, just a heartbeat, your eyes meet through the window. And then the clearing is behind you, and the forest closes in once more. You sit back, something warm and peaceful settling in your chest. There was something in that creature's gaze, something wise and knowing. A reminder that this world is full of wonders if we only take the time to notice them. The train continues through the forest, following tracks that seem to exist just for this journey, just for this night. The trees press close on either side, their snow-covered branches occasionally brushing against the windows with soft whispers. You can imagine what it must be like out there in the forest. The deep cold, the perfect silence, the way the snow muffles every sound, creating a world of absolute peace. The way your footsteps would crunch if you were walking there, the only sound in miles. Through a gap in the trees, you glimpse a frozen lake. Its surface is perfectly smooth, covered in a thin layer of snow that sparkles like diamonds in the moonlight. The reflection of the stars shimmers on its surface, as if the sky and the earth have merged into one. The train curves around the lake's edge, giving you a better view. You can see the forest reflected in the ice, dark silhouettes of trees standing upside down in a mirror world. A single wooden dock extends from the shore, its planks buried under snow, empty and waiting for summer. As you watch, a small family of foxes merges from the tree line. Their red coats stand out vividly against the white snow. The mother leads, her ears alert, while two young cubs tumble along behind her, playing in the fresh powder. They don't seem afraid of the train at all. The mother pauses and turns her head, watching the carriages pass with intelligent golden eyes. Then she continues on her way, and her cubs scramble to follow. The lake falls behind, and you're back among the trees. The forest seems denser here, older. The trunks are thicker, gnarled with age. These trees have stood for hundreds of years, watching over this land through countless winters. You feel yourself relaxing even deeper into your seat. There's something profoundly calming about being surrounded by so much nature, so much timeless beauty. The concerns of daily life seem very far away here, as distant as the stars. The train begins to climb again, and you can feel the gentle pull of gravity as it ascends. Through the trees, you catch glimpses of a mountain rising ahead, its peak wreathed in snow and cloud. The forest thins as you climb higher. The trees become smaller, more sparse, bent by years of mountain winds. The snow is deeper here, piled in great drifts that the moonlight transforms into rolling waves of silver. And then, quite suddenly, the trees fall away entirely and you're above them, riding along a ridge with the forest spread out below you like a dark green carpet. The view is breathtaking. You can see for miles, the forest stretching to the horizon, mountains rising in the distance, their peaks catching the first hints of what might be dawn. A river winding through the trees far below, a ribbon of silver in the darkness. The train follows the ridge for a while, and you drink in the view. It's one of those sights that imprints itself on your memory, that you know you'll carry with you always. A gift from this peaceful night journey. Gradually, the train begins to descend again, and the trees rise up to meet you. You're entering another forest now, different from the one before. The trees here are silver birch, their pale bark glowing like ghosts in the moonlight. Between the birches, you can see patches of snow that seem to glow with their own inner light. The forest floor is carpeted with white, broken only by the dark shadows of the trees themselves. An owl swoops past your window, its wings spread wide, utterly silent. You catch a glimpse of its round face, its great golden eyes, and then it's gone, disappearing into the night to hunt. The birch forest gives way gradually to a mix of trees. Pines and firs return, interspersed with the white-barked birches. The variety creates a patchwork of shadows and light that's endlessly fascinating to watch. You realize your eyes are growing heavy again. The gentle motion of the train, the warm compartment, the peaceful scenes outside your window, they're all conspiring to guide you towards sleep. You don't resist. You let your eyes close halfway, still watching the passing trees through lowered lashes. The forest becomes a blur of silver and shadow, a dreamscape that matches the dreams beginning to form in your mind. The train rocks you gently side to side like a cradle. The wheels sing their quiet song, and the frozen forest outside keeps its silent watch as you drift closer and closer to sleep. Something has changed outside your window. You're not sure what woke you, or if you were truly asleep at all. Perhaps it was just that sense you sometimes have, that something beautiful is about to happen. The train has emerged from the forest onto an open plain. The snow stretches flat in every direction, broken only by the occasional boulder or the tracks themselves. The sky above is vast and dark, filled with more stars than you've ever seen. And there, dancing along the northern horizon, are the lights. At first, they're just a faint glow, a greenish shimmer that could almost be mistaken for a low cloud catching the moonlight. But as you watch, the glow intensifies, spreads, begins to move. Curtains of light unfurl across the sky, green and blue and purple, shifting and swirling like fabric in a gentle breeze. They ripple and dance, sometimes fading almost to nothing, then blooming again with renewed intensity. The aurora borealis, the northern lights, nature's most magical display, and you're watching it from the warmth of your train compartment as you journey through the winter night. You press your face closer to the cold glass, not wanting to miss a moment. The lights seem to respond to your attention, putting on an ever more spectacular show. Great waves of green light roll across the sky, then fragment into 1,000 dancing ribbons. Bands of purple weave through the green, creating patterns of impossible complexity. The entire sky seems alive, breathing, pulsing with ancient energy. The plain outside is transformed by the lights. The snow takes on their colors, shifting from green to blue to purple as the aurora moves overhead. It's as if the earth and sky have become one, united in this celebration of color and light. You think about the science of it, the solar winds interacting with the Earth's magnetic field, charged particles colliding with atoms in the upper atmosphere. But the science, beautiful as it is, can't diminish the magic of what you're seeing. The lights seem to dance specifically for you. They arch overhead, casting their glow through your window, painting the ceiling of your compartment in shifting colors. For a moment, you're bathed in green light, then blue, then a soft, ethereal purple. The train continues forward, steady and sure, and you continue to watch. The aurora has no end, no beginning. It simply is, always moving, always changing, never the same from one moment to the next. A particularly brilliant burst of light catches your attention. A curtain of vivid green drops from the zenith, reaching down toward the horizon like a waterfall of light. It shimmers and sparkles, and within it you can see columns of brighter light rising and falling. The display is accompanied by silence. No sound reaches you from those distant lights, just the gentle rhythm of the train and your own soft breathing as you watch this wonder of the natural world. You think about all the people throughout history who have watched these same lights. Ancient peoples who saw gods and spirits in the dancing colors. Explorers who journeyed to the ends of the earth to witness them. People just like you gazing up in wonder and feeling small and yet somehow connected to something vast and eternal. The lights begin to shift again. The greens fade slightly and the purples intensify. New colors emerge, hints of pink and red along the edges of the display. The aurora is preparing for another act in its endless performance. Bands of deep crimson begin to appear, weaving through the purple and green. They pulse with a deeper light, as if heated from within. The effect is stunning, a palette of colors that no painter could quite capture. You lose track of time entirely. Minutes pass, perhaps an hour. The aurora continues its dance, and you continue to watch, mesmerized. The world outside the train becomes a dreamscape, a place where the ordinary rules of nature have been suspended. Slowly, gradually, the lights begin to fade. The greens become more subtle, the purples dim. The occasional bursts of red and pink occur less frequently. The aurora is preparing to rest, having given you a show you will never forget. But even as the lights fade, they leave something behind. A sense of peace, of wonder, of connection to something greater than yourself. The sky returns to its familiar darkness filled with stars, but it seems richer somehow, more alive. You settle back in your seat, a small smile playing at the corners of your mouth. What a gift this night has been. What treasures this journey has revealed. The train rocks gently as it continues across the plain. The snow outside has returned to its silver-white color, peaceful and still, but you can still see the lights when you close your eyes, dancing against the inside of your eyelids. You feel deeply relaxed, deeply at peace. The aurora has washed away any tension that remained, leaving you clean and calm and ready for sleep. The stars wheel slowly overhead as the train carries you onward, and in the north, the faintest hint of green still shimmers along the horizon, a promise that the lights will return another night for other travelers to discover. The landscape is changing once more. The open plain has given way to rolling hills, and beyond them, mountains are rising again. These are different from the ones you passed earlier, gentler somehow, more rounded by time and weather. The train is climbing steadily, and you can feel the subtle change in air pressure as you gain altitude. Outside your window, pine forests blanket the hillsides, their dark green a beautiful contrast to the white snow. A voice comes over the speaker, soft and unhurried. We're approaching our final stop of the evening, the mountain lodge. Passengers may disembark to rest in the lodge or remain aboard for the return journey. The train will depart again at dawn. Through the trees ahead, you see a warm glow. As the train rounds a curve, a beautiful building comes into view. It's a traditional mountain lodge, built from heavy timber and stone, its roof steep to shed the winter snow. Warm light pours from every window, and smoke curls from multiple chimneys into the night sky. The train slows as it approaches a small station beside the lodge. This station is more rustic than the others, little more than a wooden platform with a small shelter. But it's welcoming all the same, strung with simple white lights that twinkle in the darkness. Something about this place calls to you, just as the village did. You gather your things once more and make your way off the train. The air up here is thin and cold and absolutely pristine. You can smell pine and wood smoke and the clean scent of mountain snow. Above you, the stars seem closer than ever, brilliant points of light in the velvet darkness. You walk along a shoveled path toward the lodge. Snow is piled high on either side, and lanterns on posts light your way. Your breath comes out in clouds, but you feel warm inside your coat, warm with anticipation. The lodge door is heavy and wooden, carved with mountain scenes. You push it open and step inside. The warmth envelops you immediately. The main room of the lodge is vast and beautiful, with high ceilings supported by massive timber beams. A fire roars in a stone fireplace, large enough to stand in. Comfortable chairs and sofas are arranged in clusters, inviting conversation or quiet contemplation. The walls are decorated with antique skis and snowshoes, old photographs of the mountains in different seasons. A great elk's antlers hang above the fireplace, and everywhere you look there are touches that speak of history and warmth and welcome. A woman approaches you. She's middle-aged with kind eyes and a warm smile. "Welcome to the mountain lodge," she says. "We have a room prepared for you." You follow her up a wide wooden staircase. The banister is worn smooth by countless hands over the years. The steps creak softly underfoot, a friendly sound that speaks of age and character. The hallway upstairs is lined with doors, each one numbered in small brass figures. The woman stops before one and opens it, gesturing for you to enter. The room is perfect. A large bed dominates the space, covered in a thick duvet that looks impossibly soft. Pillows are piled high against the wooden headboard. A small fire burns in a corner fireplace, and an armchair has been placed before it. A window looks out over the mountains, and you can see the train station far below. The locomotive still gently steaming in the cold night air. Beyond it, the forest stretches away to the horizon, a sea of snow-covered trees under the starlight. The woman wishes you a peaceful rest and closes the door softly behind her. You're alone now, in this beautiful room at the top of the world. You remove your coat and scarf and hang them on a wooden peg by the door. Your boots you leave by the fire to dry. The room is warm enough that you're comfortable in just your sweater and socks. You walk to the window and look out at the night. The view is breathtaking. Mountains and forest and sky, all wrapped in winter's white blanket. The moon is set now, but the stars provide enough light to see the landscape in shades of silver and blue. You stand there for a long moment, just breathing, just being. The peace of this place seeps into you, filling all the empty spaces, smoothing all the rough edges. Finally, you turn away from the window and approach the bed. You pull back the duvet and find crisp white sheets beneath, cool and clean and inviting. You slide beneath the covers. The mattress seems to embrace you, supporting every curve of your body perfectly. The pillows are soft and full, cradling your head just right. The duvet settles over you like a cloud, warm and light and comforting. From your bed, you can see the fire dancing in its grate. The flames cast moving shadows on the ceiling and walls. The sound of the crackling wood is deeply soothing, a gentle, irregular rhythm that requires no attention. You can feel sleep approaching now. It's been a long and wonderful journey. You've seen snow-covered landscapes and magical villages. You've watched forests pass and the northern lights dance. And now you're here, in this peaceful room, ready to rest. Your breathing slows naturally, deepening with each exhale. Your body feels heavy and warm, sinking into the soft mattress. Your mind begins to quiet, thoughts becoming distant and unimportant. You think about the train waiting below, steam rising into the night. In a few hours it will depart again, carrying new passengers on new journeys. But for now, like you, it rests. Your eyes close. The firelight glows warmly against your eyelids. The silence of the mountains wraps around you like a blanket. Sleep is close now, very close. You can feel yourself drifting toward it, carried on gentle currents like snowflakes falling through still air. The last thing you're aware of is the feeling of perfect peace, perfect comfort, perfect safety. Here in this mountain lodge, high above the world, wrapped in warmth and silence. And then softly, easily, you fall asleep. The night continues around you, peaceful and still. Outside, snow falls gently, covering the world in fresh white. The mountains stand guard, ancient and patient. The forest sleeps beneath its winter blanket. And you sleep too, deep and dreamless, or perhaps filled with dreams of trains and snow and dancing lights. There's nothing you need to do now, nothing you need to think about. The night will take care of itself and you can simply rest. Your body is completely relaxed, every muscle loose and warm, every breath slow and deep, every part of you at peace. Sleep holds you gently, like the warmth of the fire, like the softness of the bed, like the quiet of the mountains. The hours will pass and the night will turn toward dawn, but that's for later. For now, there is only this moment, this peace, this rest. Let yourself sink deeper, deeper into the bed, deeper into sleep, deeper into dreams. The winter night watches over you. The stars turn slowly in the sky. The world holds its breath wrapped in snow and silence, and you sleep. Sleep well. Sleep peacefully. Sleep deeply. The winter train will be here in the morning, ready for new journeys, new adventures. But for now, there is only rest, only peace, only sleep. Good night.